we rolling? I think we're rolling. Oh, we are rolling. Hi guys, and welcome to my new YouTube video. So, hold on, I've got a message. I was doing a tiny bit of research the other week, and I sort of found out that Tinder is the most used dating site on the web. And what I wanted to do was, just out of curiosity, see who the most swiped people are. I think it was also in the Snapchat, one of the Snapchat stories, so I just screenshotted all the pages and yeah, just had a little look through it. Sort of reasons why these people have been swiped and why these people are so attractive apparently. So the first person is called Stephen. He's 27, he's a business consultant, and he is one of the 10 most swiped people. He'll meet you at a sports bar, somewhere casual. He's a casual kind of guy. He tips the waitress for your drinks, making sure that you see him do it. He's a business consultant, and his goal is to be on the Forbes under 30 list before he turns 30. You chat politely for about 45 minutes before you make your excuses and leave. 5 years later, you see him on the Forbes under 30 list. He has lied to them about his age. So he seems like a nice fella, seems alright, but yeah, a bit weird about that, the lying and stuff. The second person is Jade, 24 years old. She's an internal recruiter. Jade, Jade, you say, shaking Jade's hand. She laughs, and you both get onto the Ferris wheel. When your capsule reaches the top, she holds you closely. I think the capsule is like the box podium thing you go in. I've never felt like this before, she admits. Neither have I. Share a selfie, and the city glimmering in the distance, because you'll probably never see each other again. So she's probably one of those girls that you go on a date with, she acts like she's having such a great time, and then she'll either block you or just not talk to you. Stefan, 26, model and TV presenter. Now, I do recognise this guy because he was on Good Morning Britain. I think they have 3 of these people on Good Morning Britain as to why they believe they're the top 3 most searched Tinderers. You are a little intimidated to meet him, and when you catch up with him for coffee, you realise that his chiselled exterior lies within a modest, witty and generous man. While chuckling at one of his Bond mots, I don't know what a Bond mot is, you notice a book sticking out of his knapsack, The Walking Dead and Philosophy. He catches you looking and says, "Ha, it's one of my favourite books." Never felt that way before. He may be the perfect man and you melt. The only problem is that he refuses to take his hand out of his pocket. You beg, threaten him, but his hand remains firmly planted. Unfortunately, that's a deal breaker. You part ways and you wonder what might have been. So again, seems like a nice guy, but similar to the Jade girl before, it's more or less you meet up, see if everything's okay. You don't really like the hand going in his pocket, so you usually just end the conversation there. Fourth person again, another financial consultant, Ryan, age 27. Again, he was on Good Morning Britain. It was these two and a girl. I can't remember what her name was. She's on here somewhere. So before you even sit down, he takes an enthusiastic recap on the step that he has taken that day. What, just like one step, like on the floor, or step as in his life step. He says, "My watch tracks the stock market as well as my steps. The future is amazing." Like, he sounds really like nerdy. Smile politely and ask for a glass of wine. Before you can even ask Ryan what he wants, he leans in. "I'm kind of a futurist. I can see things that nobody else can." Like a psychic, you wonder. Yes, I guess. But I sort of let trends and tech fuse in my brain, then I come up with ideas what the world would be like in 5, 10 and even 15 years from now. Unfortunately for Ryan, he failed to predict how quickly he would leave. He then texted you saying that he would have figured it out if he had been working with more data. Yeah, he seems like slightly a nerd, slightly a bit eccentric, and yeah, he's slightly a bit too nerdy for you, so you're more or less like, not really my type. Next person is Rodney, age 22, sports student, doesn't look too bad. You meet him out of fear for his life. It's a quiet bar and you hope it stays that way. He's got a tattoo. He doesn't know what it means, it's more or less just there because it's cool. Really just beginning to explain that you're pretty sure the tattoo represents somebody killing someone when he is hit from behind with a pool cue. You run out of the bar and you don't look back. So he's obviously got a tattoo representing death, and someone hits him with a pool cue, so you're more or less like, okay, quick, date's ended, like, gotta leave, gotta run. You literally leave, and again with him, you don't meet anything. Up with him again. This was the other girl that was on Good Morning Britain, Cressida, 23, the fashion marketer. Cressida, Ryan and Stefan were the 3 that were on Good Morning Britain. He's only 23. We meet up for a picnic in Hyde Park. Champagne is fantastic, the conversation flows brilliantly, but you can feel that she is holding something back. So it's not that she's secretive, she doesn't want to let all of her magic out at once, I should say. Eventually she says that she has to tell you something. She is not sure whether she should take it any further. She goes, look, I'm only saying this because I really like you, but I think you should know this before we go any further. And the man or woman goes, of course, like, I'm sure it's fine, like, let me know. She goes, I like the Big Bang Theory. You leave her lying in the grass, you pick up your picnic blanket and flee, turning back long enough to shout, Belinga. I'm filming a video. I'm filming a video. You're going to be in the video. Just say hello. No, wave.
Hello.
Close the door, please. Tissue, come on. So you leave her lying in the grass, you pick up your picnic blanket and flee, turning back, only long enough to shout Bazinga. I think that might be a reference from the Big Bang Theory. She was talking in Good Morning Britain, and she did mention about how she is still 100% looking for a date. She hasn't found the right guy to come along yet, and she's more or less going to keep using the app. She doesn't necessarily use it, she just has it, and more or less every so often she just checks the app to see if she's had any matches. Rich, 28 years old, he's a singer-songwriter, probably is rich because if he's a singer-songwriter he's making a bit of money. So he picks you up from your house and takes you to meet his mum. He knows it's not traditional, but he can't date anyone unless his mother approves first. So after you arrive at the house, you enter the living room, and before he even says your name, he goes, Mum, I'd like to introduce you to blah blah blah. You realise that he is speaking to a poorly dressed mannequin sitting in a rocking chair, and you kiss him incredibly hard. So, you have this magical love for Rich, you think he's absolutely fantastic, you love him, you love his personality, everything like that. He wants you to meet his mum, so you go in, and she's not just his mum, she's actually just sitting there like in rags on the chair. So without him even saying your name, and without her even approving, you've gone straight in for the kiss. For this particular story, that woman or man was interested in him 100%, and it's actually quite a funny story reading that. Louis, without the E, so L-O-U-I, 26 years old, entrepreneur, not a clue where he's from, but he's also obviously one of the top 10 swipes. And once the race is over, he refuses to speak without a strangely passable Mario impression. So he obviously likes playing on the Nintendo Wii, and when they finish, he does his little thing. Obviously at first it's annoying, but eventually it goes on to become incredibly sexy. You go on several more dates with Louis, growing increasingly infatuated with the gorgeous guy. 4 years later, he hold a wedding ceremony in a public toilet. So I'm assuming this guy might be gay. A wedding ceremony in a toilet, yeah, not a great thing, but that's more or less whatever he wants to do in his private time. Yeah, seems alright, seems okay, but it does mention that he comes across as quite annoying with his Mario impressions, or Luigi impressions, but yeah. Okay, so Jay, 30 years old, model and personal trainer. That's what he looks like. You see him in the flesh and you see something elemental. You climb to his back and you run along the beach. The ocean's roaring and salty water blisters and moistures your skin. Again, you whisper and he grunts. This is life, this is everything you think is the truth. Eventually he cheats on you. I don't like people like that, people that can just drop someone and move on. Like, at least give them a little bit of warning. Okay, so the fourth last person is Holly. So she's 21 and she's a film student and model. And it says here, she's the most charming and beautiful woman you would have ever met, and you'd immediately fall in love with her. It lasts for a few hours until you realise that she only speaks using quotes from films. They want to have just a real conversation, something true, something deep, something meaningful, rather than just all these fake things. To all these little quotes and things that I'm reading out, it's more or less just a story from someone, like a personal account from someone as to how their date was with this person, and they've just turned it into third person and more or less turned it into a bit more of a story. Daniel, 34, is a gaming company director, again quite wedge, looks similar to the first guy we were having a look at. It takes you to a large video game conference where you hook up with a 35-year-old dressed as Kylie Ren and a 21-year-old dressed as Bowser. I don't get that one at all. Arthur is 19, he's a musician, doesn't look half bad. He apparently has written a song and it's called Belinda, and then the girl obviously is not called Belinda, she goes, that's not my name. And he goes, shh, 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 and he puts a limp finger on your lips, and then plays Roxanne by the Police, and instead replaces the word Roxanne with Belinda. So, though it doesn't work because the names have a different number of syllables, it touches something inside of you. He still loves her. He starts crying and he's unable to finish the song. He goes, yeah, I know. So she was quite cocky, but he was quite weird. Tom, 27, the events company owner. So that's him in blue. But you smile widely as you join him at the restaurant. You have no idea how he got the booking on such a short notice, but it's great to meet him, and you go, hi Tom, it's nice to meet you. So he replies, I believe taking care of myself is important, and having a balanced diet and a rigorous exercise routine is also important. In the morning, if my face is slightly puffy, I put on an ice pack while doing some stomach crunches. After I remove the ice pack, I use a deep pore cleanser lotion in the shower, and he also uses a water-activated gel cleanser. And on the face, exfoliating gel scrub, and then he applies a herbal mint facial mask, which he leaves on for 10 minutes while he prepares the rest of his body and routine. 12 years later, you have to change your legal identity for the 3rd time. Don't get that. 12 years later, you have to change your legal identity. Is that maybe because he's a stalker? Don't know. Or because you don't want him to find you on social media? One of those probably. But yeah, the 10, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, the 13 people that are the most searched was 27-year-old Stephen, the business consultant, Jade, the 24-year-old internal recruiter, that was it. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. It was more or less just about the 13 people that are the most swiped yes on Tinder. I don't use it myself, and I don't intend on using it at all, but it's just interesting to see the types of people that we like in the world as a whole, and the fact that they get nearly 30 to 35 swipe yeses, like matches per day. It's absolutely out of the ordinary. Like Cressida, or however you pronounce her name, she gets 30 to 35 per day. So that's nearly, what, 200, 210, 20 per week? Like, having 200 matches per week and you've only got to look for one person. As soon as she gets engaged or married or finds the one for her, all of the other boys and girls will literally just be sitting there in a pile. Once you do find your right person, you more or less just have to drop everybody else. Like, people do end up tending to delete the app rather than leaving it on their phone, because obviously if their exes are on there and their current partner sees it, they could ask some questions and then dump you, and then you've got nobody. So it's a good app for if you're single, not good for if you're not. And that's obviously quite an obvious thing, because you wouldn't use it if you've got like a husband or a wife. Yeah, thank you very, very much for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I do hope it sort of helps you out somehow, more or less, whether it's just how to do online dating, or whether it's just seeing like the types of people that we are interested in. But yeah, I'm going to have some more videos coming soon, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.